Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth, as always, is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing wonderful here at Oswego.
Yeah, we're here at Oswego Speedway tonight for Reigel Promotions E-Sports Super Dirt Week here. The big block modifieds doing battle. 80 laps is going to be the feature distance here tonight. $150 goes to the winner, $25 to start. 20 drivers will make it into tonight's feature event. So if you start the feature, you win back your entry fee. His entry fee for tonight's event was $25. So drivers meeting underway at the moment. We're going to get into Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions Hot Lap Time Trials. 4 to 5 cars apiece will be on the track at a time and given 3 laps each. Here, remember, Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions qualifying at every Reigel Promotions Esports event for the remainder of 2024 is presented by Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions. Join in on the fun when Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions returns this fall with events like the 2nd annual Truckers Tango 40, the Piss Missile Punch-Out, the return of the Wilkes County 100, and much more. Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions events are some of the best ways to have fun on the sim. Make sure you check them out on Discord and Facebook. Cars heading out onto the racetrack now for the last little bit of tonight's practice session there. The checkered flag is waving on tonight's practice session. A little bit different format, though, here tonight for this Super Dirt Week event. Again, hot lap group qualifying presented by Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions, 3 laps apiece. Then there'll be 3 different qualifiers. Those are 15 laps apiece. No invert. Top 4 finishers from those qualifiers advance to the A. There will be B mains presented by Admin Box. And cars finishing 1st through 5th in the B mains, those are also 15 laps apiece, will advance to the A main. There'll be a 10-minute warm-up session if needed for some track prep and work. Then, of course, we'll roll into tonight's A main, 80 laps of distance. Here tonight, Tim, do you know who is on the racetrack first here for our hot lap time trials?
Sam Bachman, Coe, and I think just one went by. Kenneth Coe, James Richard, Samuel Bachman, Lane Foyles, I believe there's one more, and Kevin Hinman.
All right, good group here to start things off. James Richard there in the 3 machine. There's Kevin Hinman. Tim just talked about him in the 61 car. Kenneth Coe in the 22. Sam Bachman in the 7. And Lane Foyles, maybe is how that's pronounced. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. There in the 14 machine. Again, you'll see their best times pop up on the left-hand side of the screen. Each driver gets 3 laps apiece. Lane's coming around to complete his first lap under green. Lap number 1 for Lane in 1896. James Richard in 1893. Sam Bachman just came across the line in the 007, 1896 for him. Kenneth Coe in 1898. Kevin Hinman just turned in 1878. So these are the first 5 cars. Here we'll take a look at how Hinman finishes up his 2nd lap here. A little slower, but Sam Bachman, Kenneth Coe, and Lane Foyles did improve on lap 2. Bachman's coming across now in his 007 machine. A little slower there on lap 3. Kenneth Coe a little quicker on lap 3 in 1884. So top driver here in hot lap group number 1 is going to be Kevin Hinman in the 61 with an 1877. Looks like drivers for hot lap group number 2 is rolling now out of the work area and onto the racetrack. Likes of Logan Wentz in the 18, Brandon Barnhart in the 101, Logan Herbert in the 611, although it shows 76 on the screen, Clinton McClellan in the 170, and Tanner Purcell in car number 6. You see him flash by the camera now. Here's we'll watch these drivers work their way down into turn number 1. These cars are very interesting to drive. I did get a bunch of laps in here myself practicing. Logan Herbert, Brandon Barnhart, top of the board, 1863 and an 1875, 1 and 2. Clinton McClellan, third quick in the group. 1878, Tanner Purcell in 1880, Logan Wentz in 1882. Herbert a little slower there, but still quickest overall. Down the front straightaway and into turns 1 and 2. Completion of lap 3 still a little slower, but a great lap number 1 for Herbert there at an 1863. Hot lap group number 2 just finished up. Drivers in hot lap group number 3 rolling to the end of the pit lane. Likes of the 044 of Dylan Simbala, the 144 machine of Logan Rumsey, car 79 Dean Reynolds, car number 32 Anthony Morano. Looks like those of the 4 drivers here in this session. As we look from high above the Oswego Speedway with our camera perched on top.
There's 2 schemes I'm familiar with that run up here all the time. 44, obviously you got Stuart Friesen, and then Tim Sears Jr., I believe that's junior in the 83, Dylan Simbala.
Always cool to see drivers running replica paints or close to replica paints, the drivers in real life. Update on hot lap group number 3, Logan Rumsey tops the board in this group with an 1871, Dylan Simbala, an 1887, Dean Reynolds in 1887, Anthony Morano in 1895. Rumsey completes lap 3 at an 1880, so he takes the 1871. Second quick overall, first in Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions group number 3. 14 cars now have put a time on the board. We see more cars rolling out of the pit area. Looks like we have Tyler Bickford in the 07. Chance Carr in the number 2. Aaron Langley in the 147. Jesse Edmondson Jr. in the 96 machine. So another 4 cars in this group. Group number 4. Driver of the 96, Jesse Edmondson Jr. here in a bright yellow and pink paint scheme. Tyler Bickford in the 07 just got carbon fiber on his machine here tonight as he comes around to complete his first lap at a 19.04 15th quick. Chance Carr in the 2 was able to turn an 1885. Aaron Langley quickest so far in the group at an 1881 7th quick overall. Jesse Edmondson Jr. was able to run an 1898 good for 17th quick. Looks like Langley's going to call it quits here in this session. 7th quick overall at an 18.81. Not too bad. Chance Carr just came across the line to finish his lap. Same with Jesse Edmondson Jr. 11th for Carr, 16th overall for Edmondson. Donnie Battiest in the number 67 machine. James Rooney rolling with the 13, but it's 27 on his car. Michael Eckert rolling now in car number 38. And Fred Hoffman in the 23 machine. Heading out there now. Donnie Battiest, the first in the group to take the green flag in hot lap group number 5. Drives down to the bottom of the racetrack, kind of runs the middle groove. Out of turn 4 down the front straightaway, across the line to complete lap 1. He runs a 19.15 on lap 1. James Rooney a 19.11. Fred Hoffman a 19.12, 19th and 20th, 21st, and Michael Eckert runs a 19.53 to go 22nd on the board. There's James Rooney coming across to complete his next lap. A little slower at a 19.14. Donnie Battiest was able to pick up to a 19.04 and go 19th quick on the board. You see him working around. He takes the checkered flag. Was he able to improve on lap 3? No, not quite. Fred Hoffman, a little slower there on his 3rd lap. So Donnie Battiest quickest here in Group 5. The lap time of 19.04 seconds, 19th quick for him. Final group. Rolling onto the racetrack now. Drew Walton here in the 100 machine. Peyton Talbot in the 114. And Joseph Groom in car 11. Just 3 guys here in this session. If you're tuning into the Buckeye Racing Network for the first time, we're happy to have you. Glad you're tuning in. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you know each and every time we go live here on the channel. Peyton Talbot leading the charge here in our final hot lap session. He comes across the line to complete lap number 1, and he runs an 18.94, good for 15th quick. Drew Alton runs an 18.91, good for 14th. Joseph Groom, a 19.11, good for 23rd. Taking a look at Drew Alton's lap here. Bouncing down the front straightaway that time, an 18.95, a little slower. Joseph Groom was able to improve to a 19.11, but still 23rd quick. And it looks like Peyton Talbot just finishing up his hot lap effort here. Crazy how much these cars are bouncing down the front straightaway. A 19.17 that lap for Peyton. Still going to remain in 16th for now. That's all 25 drivers that are signed into the session here tonight. That's going to bring to a close 2 Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions hot lap qualifying. Here tonight, remember, a little bit different here. Instead of heat races, we have qualifiers here tonight. First qualifier here tonight is going to be brought to you by Quick Time Designs. Oh, and also, before we roll into qualifier number 1, 2 Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions giving out a $5 giving out a $5, Tim, I said that. Giving out $5 to tonight's fastest qualifier. That's going to go to Logan Herbert. So congratulations, already going home with a little bit of money tonight. $5 courtesy of Two Fat Guys Sim Racing's promotion. All right, qualifier number 1 is gridding up now. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. On row number 1, it's going to be Kevin Hinman and Tanner Purcell. Row 2, Sam Bachman and Kenneth Coe. Row number 3 will be Dylan Cimbala and Drew Walton. Row 4, Peyton Talbot and Jesse Edmondson Jr. Row 5 is going to be Tyler Bickford and James Rooney. Row 6 is going to be Fred Hoffman. (16, 15 laps the distance here. In Quick Time Designs qualifier number 1. Remember, Tim, we are taking the top 5.
Top 5.
Oh, excuse me. I am wrong. The top 4 is what I'm showing on my sheet here. The top 4 in each qualifier tonight will advance on to the 80 lap A main here tonight.
Given the cheat sheet and still got it wrong.
Well, I can't be perfect every time, but we can try some of the time. You know, 80-20. We'll take an 80-20%, I think. I think maybe the people at home will say the same. We like to have fun here. And I think tonight's going to be a load of fun. How about you, Tim?
Well, I'm already having fun. We're at one of the 2 home tracks that are on the sim for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to like hearing that.
3, if you count everything.
Absolutely. You see these drivers already getting antsy 2 by 2. Remember, top 4. If you're 5th on back here, you are on the outside looking in. But remember, the driver still got the admin box B mains coming up after our 3 qualifiers here tonight. Green flag is in the air. We are finally racing in qualifier number 1. 15 laps to go. See the charge into turn 1. Kevin Hinman's going to take the whole shot. Per se out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Tanner Purcell follows him on the outside. And he's now challenged Sam Bachman taking a peek to the inside. As I say that now, Purcell with a great run. He's going to take a peek underneath Hinman down the front straightaway and into turn 1 this time, Tim.
Yep, he's going to look to the inside of Hinman. They're going to battle side by side. They're still side by side. I don't know who led that lap.
Yeah, that was close at the line, but Purcell with a slide job in 1 and 2 takes the lead for now, but Hinman tries the crossover move, and they're equal right in the middle of 3 and 4. Right behind them, Kenneth Coe is watching on that battle, maybe seeing if he could make a move. Right now, Sam Bachman holds on to that final transfer spot with Drew Walton and Peyton Talbot right behind him, waiting for a slip up to try to take that 4th and final transfer. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars all right together, and they're side by side for the transfer spot. The 100 machine of Drew Alton underneath Bachman. He's going to complete that pass and maybe look for a 3rd, entering 3. Drew Alton may have found something in that middle groove as he still battling hard on the inside of Kenneth Coe. Looks like he takes 3rd for now, Tim. Look out, maybe challenging 2nd, Kevin Hinman.
He's got that bottom rolling, especially through 3 and 4. He slides up in line in 1 and 2.
Yeah, he slides up, going to run the outside line right behind Hinman. Oh my, almost contact. 3 wide for just a touch of a second. They single file out now. A couple positions behind. You're going to find that 114 of Peyton Talbot. He gets around the outside of Sam Bachman. Bachman back to 6, and he's challenged once again on the outside by Dylan Simbala. And that red and yellow 83 machine, 44 on our timing and scoring. Coe and Talbot side by side down the back straightaway. Really good battles here early on in tonight's festivities. It is kind of crazy though, Tim. You see how much these cars bounce down the straightaway. This track is clearly not as smooth as I thought it was going to be. You can see just how, look at how much they're hopping going down the backstretch. We have a battle for the lead raging on. Drew Walton underneath Tanner Purcell, not able to complete that pass this time, but he is right on the rear bumper entering turn 1 and 2. Trying to dive off of the corner, gets a great run, diamonding the exit of turn 2, and he's going to slide right up in front of Tanner Purcell, go to the lead, but Purcell trying a crossover move to the inside, just 4 laps to go. Big slide job out of the 6 of Purcell. Alton says, I can cross you over down the back straightaway. Thank you very much. Back to the lead for Drew Alton. Quick check on the battle for the transfer. Peyton Talbot now holds it. He's got a car length and a half advantage over Kenneth Coe back there in 5th. Laps winding down though, underneath 3 to go.
Hinman not content with running 4th. He's going to try and slide right underneath. No, I'm sorry. That is Peyton, who's trying to complete a pass for 3rd.
Yeah, Talbot
Hinman
tried the slider there into 3. They're still side by side. White flag in the air on QuickTime Designs qualifier number 1. Talbot with a big time slider, not able to complete it that time either. But they are going to be challenging each other for the 3rd place position. Talbot, big time slider. Let's see if Hinman's going to be able to challenge him back. But up front, Drew Walton takes the checkered flag here. Tanner Purcell will be 2nd. Talbot holds on for 3rd. Kevin Hinman finishes 4th in the final transfer car. Kenneth Coe, Dylan Simbala, Sam Bachman, Jesse Edmondson Jr., Tyler Bickford, James Rooney, and Fred Hoffman all will have to try in their admin box B main a little later on here tonight. Wow, Tim, what can we say? Awesome way to start off the night here in QuickTime Designs qualifier number 1.
Yeah, no kidding. What a race to get us all prepped for the rest of the races tonight.
No kidding. Let's take a look at qualifier number 2. Tonight, that's brought to you by Shockeye Racing Performance. Donnie Badius over there at Shockeye Racing Performance. Shout out to him here tonight. Starting lineup for Shockeye Racing Performance qualifier number 2. It's going to be Clinton McClellan and Aaron Langley on the front row. Logan Wentz and Chance Carr, row 2. Row 3 will be Dean Reynolds and James Richard. Row 4, Lane Foyles and Anthony Morano. Row 5 is going to be Donnie Badius and Joseph Groom. Row 6 is going to be Michael Eckert. Looks like Chance Carr and Joseph Groom not going to make the call here. Tim, how about you get us going here in Shockeye Racing Performance qualifier number 2?
Clinton McClellan is going to lead them through, that's 1 and 2. Everyone is going to be pacing behind him, I assume very calmly for right now. And it will get hectic in just a few moments. McClellan leads him through 3. He's getting ready to fire away, and he does. He gets a good launch. So does that outside machine of Aaron Langley, who stayed tight to the door of our current leader, who is now under attack by Langley. Langley is going to make the pass, and we just had one in the wall near the back. Langley takes over the lead. Second place, he hits the wall, 3 wide into 1. Wow.
Wow, absolute craziness there. Langley got into the wall. They were 3 wide going into 1, and I don't know how all 3 of them made it through there with the amount of pace they carried. 1 goes around towards the back. I think that's the 67 machine of Donnie Battiest. It was. First caution flag of the night, brought to you by 3D Racing. Let's take a look at the replay on that. You see Donnie there in the 67 machine. He was battling tight there with the 14 of Lane Foils. Battiest just gets up into the outside wall. Car goes sideways, and he noses it into the concrete barrier there out of turn 4 and gets that car towed to the attention of his crew in the work area. Unfortunate there for Donnie. Looks like Joseph Groom was able to join the field there before we kicked off this qualifier, or right as we were. Same with Chance Carr. So they've scored 9th and 10th respectively. Donnie Battiest in the pit area 11th as of right now. Can't forget about being in that top 4. That's the magic number to go right into tonight's A main. Oh, little bit of uncertainty there. A couple cars almost getting together under the pace laps. Donnie able to rejoin the field now in 11th. Is there going to be single file? Pace truck's already peeled off. Aaron Langley steps on the gas. Green flag goes back in the air. 1 car blinking a little further back. I believe we're going to take a look back here and make sure everybody gets going. Looks clean and green for now. Back up front, Langley with a 3-car length advantage over Clinton McClellan and Logan Wentz. They're 2nd and 3rd. 4th, currently held by James Richard in the 3 machine. Back behind them, Anthony Morano has a peek to the inside of Lane Foils. They're battling for 6th and 7th. Dean Reynolds right in front of them. He's currently in the 5th spot. From Dean Reynolds on back, these drivers are on the outside looking in. Battle starting to brew big for the 2nd place position. Side by side, Logan Wentz, Clinton McClellan now 3 wide with James Richard on the inside. 3 wide out of turn 2 and down the back straightaway, Tim.
Yeah, they're 3 wide. I think they're beating and banging going into 3. They're still 3 wide. 3 wide behind them as well.
Absolutely, battles all over. James Richard making it work down there on the inside. He's trying. It looks like Logan Wentz and Clinton McClellan are committed up top. Meanwhile, Aaron Langley out front opened up almost a 2nd advantage to everybody else. Loving what he's seeing behind him, battling that hard for 2nd. Take a quick peek back there. For the 5th spot, they're 3 wide. Anthony Morano, Dean Reynolds, Lane Foils, and throw in Chance Carr into the mix. 4 cars all right there together, battling for the 5th place position.
Yeah, the battle for 2nd has allowed this group behind them to start reeling them in. I would have thought that they just played it smart and just, you guys got the transfer spot. Let's all work together here and pull away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at Anthony Morano. He makes the pass, goes into the 4th spot by Clinton McClellan. McClellan struggling a bit now on the outside. Yellow flag displayed for the 2nd time here in qualifier number 2. We'll take a look at the 38 machine of Michael Eckerd. See what happened to him. You see him running on the outside, out of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Looks like he's just going to bring that car to a stop. The bottom of turn number 3, right in front of the leaders here, and tows that into the pit area. So close call for Aaron Langley out front. Half distance here in Shock Eye Racing Performance Qualifier number 2. So far, all Aaron Langley out front. Then James Richards moved into the 2nd spot. Logan Wentz has held his 3rd starting spot. Clinton McClellan actually holds on to 4th for now because they did not complete that lap. So Morano has to try once again to get into that top 4. He's there in 5th. Dean Reynolds 6th. Chance Carr 7th. Lane Foyles 8th. Donnie Battius 9th. Joseph Groom in 10th. Got an update from one of the drivers in the chat. Michael said he missed pit road and the car was broke. Thanks for the update. There, Zach Mertz. Certainly appreciate it. Unfortunate there for Michael Eckerd, as the car was broke and he's in the pit area for repair. Two by two. Langley, Richard on the front row. Langley fires. We're back underway. They're going to be side by side for 2nd as they race down into turn 1. Oh, be careful. Contact there. Wentz, Richard. Now they're 3 wide for 3rd. Morano, Wentz, and I believe Clinton McClellan battling on the outside. Richard into 2nd. Morano and McClellan side by side out of turn 4. McClellan into 3rd. Morano back to 4th. They're 3 wide once again for 5th. Chance Carr, Logan Wentz, and Dean Reynolds. Awesome battling here, Tim. Great sight to see high above the Oswego Speedway.
Yeah. For a moment there, I was just amazed about how the racing is. It almost reminds me of just going there in real life.
Absolutely, and let's look at Anthony Morano. Up 5 positions so far in this qualifier. He's now challenging to the inside of James Richard for 2nd, trying to make it +6. And that inside working really well for that 32 machine early on here tonight. He's going to complete that pass, maybe out of 4, not quite. Richard with enough momentum to hold on to the outside for now. Langley out front by 0.7 of a second. The battle is on for 4th. Chance Carr, Clinton McClellan right there together. That is the battle for the transfer spot. Up front though, Aaron Langley comes across the line and takes the white flag. As he goes down into turn number 1. Morano into 2nd and clear. Chance Carr side by side with Richard for 4th. Clinton McClellan as of now on the outside looking in. What's going to happen out of turn number 4? Up front, Aaron Langley takes the checkered flag. 2nd place goes to Anthony Morano. Chance Carr. 3rd, James Richard holds on to the final transfer there in 4th. Clinton McClellan in 5th. Lane Foyles, Logan Wentz 6th, 7th. Dean Reynolds 8th. And a couple of other drivers there. On the outside looking in, we'll have to try in the B main. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Extreme Rep Studio qualifier number 3. On row number 1 is going to be oh, excuse me. I think we are not in I think we negated qualifier number 3, and we are in our first admin box B main here tonight. On the front row is going to be Sam Bachman and Logan Wentz. Row number 2 is going to be Jesse Edmondson Jr. and Dean Reynolds. Row 3, Tyler Bickford and Donnie Battius. Row 4, James Rooney and Joseph Groom. Row 5 is going to be Fred Hoffman and Michael Eckert. Again, 15 laps the distance here in the B main. Are we only having one B main, Tim, or are we having 2?
That is a good question. I
We
am looking in the info right now. There will be a 1B main. Cars finishing 1st through 5th will advance to the A main.
All right. So sorry, folks, but again, don't want to leave out Extreme Rap Studio for putting their sponsorship onto qualifier number 3. We didn't need it here tonight. But again, thanks to the fellows over there. Again, admin box putting on tonight's B main. As they're going to be 2 by 2. Tim, how about you get us going here to kick off our B main here tonight?
I believe that's Bickford who's in the lead, and he fires away. Great launch by Tyler Bickford as he heads into 1. Beating and banging, getting down to business in 1 and 2 for 2nd, 3rd, and so on back.
Up front there, that's the 007 of Sam Bachman, Tim, as he leads the charge. The second place battle is going to be Logan Wentz, Jesse Edmondson Jr., Dean Reynolds in there. There's Tyler Bickford in the 07 machine as he's battling on the inside of the 96 of Jesse Edmondson. Bickford kind of making a charge, though, on the inside as the yellow flag is displayed. Here, let's take a look at exactly what happened in the neighborhood of Fred Hoffman. See what happened as they race down into turn number 1. Oh, James Rooney made contact with the outside wall in that gray and orange car. Car gets sideways and he collects Fred into 23. Ooh, left front wheel coming off of that Rooney machine, and Hoffman, he goes straight into the outside wall himself. So pretty heavy damage to both vehicles here in the B main. Again, 3D Racing sponsoring our caution and replays here tonight, so big thanks to those fellows.
Yeah, well, apparently I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh boy, that's rough.
Well, it's all right, Tim. The folks at home kind of knew who you were talking about, but they saw the leaderboard, so it's all good.
Well, I don't have a leaderboard, so
well,
that's my excuse.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Again, a top 5, like Tim said, move on to the big event here tonight, and currently that 5th spot is held by the 07 of Tyler Bickford. Right now, Donnie Battius, Michael Eckert, Joseph Groom, James Rooney, Fred Hoffman on the outside looking in. Here as the lights go out on the pace truck. Bachman, Wentz, Edmondson, Reynolds, the top 4. Bachman is in control. He hammers down, green flag back in the air. Only a couple laps complete in this one. All single file throughout the top 5, 6, 7 cars for now. Battle is going to start brewing for the 3rd and the 5th place spot as Donnie Vadius has a peek to the inside of Tyler Bickford. Remember, that's that final transfer. Vadius wants it. Bickford's trying to defend it. Uh-oh, somebody blinked out. One's in the wall a little further back, but he was able to gather it back in. Dean Reynolds, meanwhile, there in fourth. He has a peek to the inside of Jesse Edmondson. Nothing doing that time out of turn two. Settles back in. Tyler Bickford with a little bit of a run. Maybe going to have a peek to the outside of Dean Reynolds. That's 5 laps complete, 10 laps to go. Vadius losing a little bit of ground now to the 07 machine. He's trying to buckle back in here, but they're battling in front of him. That's a good sign. Reynolds, Bickford. Side by side, out of turn 4 down the front straightaway.
Bickford almost bump drafting. If he wasn't, I'd be surprised. But it looked like they were bump drafting down one in the front stretch here. The previous lap, not so much this lap, but almost a tandem to pull away from Dean Reynolds in that 79 machine.
Yeah, absolutely. Bickford mounting a charge on the outside. My timing and scoring has glitched. This time by 8 laps complete, just past the halfway point. And the driver holding that 5th and final transfer spot is Dean Reynolds. He's 0.7 of a second clear of Vadius in 6th. But still up front, Sam Bachman leading the way as 9 laps complete. Bickford, he's looking for more as he's to the outside of Logan Wentz. Here out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Bickford into second. Wentz back to third. And Tim, I think Bickford's going to get there on the outside.
Yeah, it'll be probably going into 3, if not going into 1 next lap. He'll be there.
Great run here on the outside. Tyler Bickford has got that car hooked up there, and he is making a ton of headway. 4 to go in this one. Quick check on the battle for the transfer. Dean Reynolds holds that. Now a second clear of Vadius back in position number 6. But Bickford, there he is on the outside of Bachman as he's going to take the lead at the line with just 3 laps to go. Bickford just brushing the wall. You saw some sparks coming out of that machine. He is clear by 2 car lengths now over Bachman. Wentz holds on to 3rd, 4th. Jesse Edmondson 5th is Dean Reynolds. Vadius closes in a little bit. He is 0.7 of a second behind. As I say that, though, we just have a couple laps to go in our B main. Uh-oh, there's a battle for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot as I think Logan Wentz got into the outside wall, and that allowed Edmondson to go by for 3rd. Dean Reynolds now challenging to the inside. White flag in the air. Vadius is closing up. Will he have enough? We'll keep an eye on this battle for the transfer spot. Bickford's clear over a 2nd up front. Bachman has no challenge there for 2nd. Out of turn number 4, Edmondson, Reynolds, and Wentz, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Those are your final transfer cars. Donnie Vadius, Joseph Groom, James Rooney, and Fred Hoffman, as well as Michael Eckert, will be going home here tonight. Again, congratulations to Tyler Bickford for winning our admin box B main. What a great run for him. Now, all the meanwhile, I'm going to see exactly what is going on with my timing and scoring. Folks, bear with me. In the meanwhile, we're going to get a word from our friends over at Premier Racing Setups. All right, technical difficulties fixed. Again, big thanks to our partners over there at Premier Racing Setups. Don't forget to use code Buckeye15 for 15% off of an individual setup pack. Try Premier Racing Setups today. Again, a couple awards given out. Reigel Promotions, first non-qualifier bonus is going to go to Donnie Battius. Gets free entry into a Reigel Promotions E-Sports event, an upcoming event. So again, Donnie Battius credited with that one, brought to you by Reigel Promotions. $80 laps the distance here, Tim. Here is the starting lineup. Logan Herbert, Logan Rumsey on the front row. Brandon Barnhart, Drew Alton, row 2. Aaron Langley, Tanner Purcell, row 3. Anthony Morano, Peyton Talbot, row 4. Chance Carr, Kevin Hedman, row 5. James Richard, Kenneth Coe, row number 6. Row 7 is going to be Clinton McClellan and Dylan Cimbala. Row 8, Lane Foyles and Tyler Bickford. Row 9, Sam Bachman, Jesse Edmondson. Row 10 is going to be Dean Reynolds and Logan Wentz. 20 starters here for 80 laps. We have got a long way to go here tonight. If you're watching here on the Buckeye Racing Network, let us know who you're pulling for. Tim, who is your driver to watch before we kick things off in this feature event?
Well, I'm going to pick 2 just because I can. I'm going to pick Logan Rumsey in the 144, and I will also pick, if I can find it here, Dylan Cimbala in the 044.
All right, Tim coming in with 2 picks here tonight. I'll tell you who my driver to watch is going to be. It's going to be the driver of the number 32, Anthony Morano. We've seen him find something on the inside there in his qualifier. So I'm going to keep my eye on him here tonight. He's starting at the tail end of the top 10. So we'll see if he's able to move forward. 80 laps is a long time. This track is going to change a whole lot. These drivers will have to find their way around and come out with a potential to win $150 here tonight. Tonight's 4-wide salute brought to you by Victory Fuel. Victory Fuel proudly presents the 4-wide salute at every 2024 Reigel Promotions E-Sports event. Victory Fuel is formulated to contain no caffeine, have low sugar, be packed with vitamins to support overall health, and keep you hydrated. Use the code RPE-Sports-Victory to receive a 10% discount at checkout. Visit drinkvictory.com to order your Victory Fuel today and stay energized throughout the race. Tim, I think this is going to be one of the biggest feature events we've ever had the chance of calling here on the Buckeye Racing Network. 80 laps. This track, I think, may turn out to be an ice skating rink before it's all said and done.
I think it's already an ice rating. I don't even know what I'm saying. I give up. Throwing in the white flag.
Throwing in the white flag.
It turned into a real tongue twister for a second.
The elevated TV green flag is in the air. We are rolling here at the Oswego Speedway. Herbert leads the charge out of turn 2 for the first time. Rumsey right there, close behind in second. Third, Drew Walton. Single file for the top 5. The first battle side by side. That's going to be, I believe, Peyton Talbot and Aaron Langley. There on the outside, just behind them is Kevin Hinman and Anthony Morano. Side by side, lap 1 is in the books complete. Now 3 wide for a second. Morano trying to scoot by. That's Aaron Langley kind of falling back through the middle of the racetrack. He finds himself back in 10th already, 5 spots down from his starting position. Back up front, Logan Herbert into the outside wall. Rumsey coming with a head of steam on the inside. Rumsey down low, Herbert up top. Drew Walton sitting there in third, just minding his business as he's got a little bit of a gap behind him. Great battling side by side for the lead. Rumsey not quite able to complete that pass there. They're still going to be side by side for the lead. Looks like Rumsey's going to be able to slide up, though, this time in the middle of 3 and 4 and take over the race lead. But Herbert trying the crossover move, unable to do so this time. Take a look a little further back. We find Talbot, Hinman, and Morano. Was 3 wide, now Morano and Hinman side by side entering turn 3. Kevin Hinman up into the outside wall, still hitting the wall, was barely able to get the car off of it. But now able to do so, loses a couple of spots. As Kenneth Coe was able to work his way by. Look who it is, winner of the B main. Tyler Bickford moving up on the inside, already +6 here, 16th to 10th. Just 5 laps into this one. Our first 3D Racing yellow flag being displayed here in our feature event. Let's take a look at what happened to Sam Bachman back here in the 007 machine. You see him work his way into turn number 1. He makes contact with the 170 of Clinton McClellan, just kind of bumps doors and sends his car sideways. He noses it into the barrels there at the exit of the pit lane and comes to a stop there, and that was enough to bring out our first 3D Racing caution flag of our feature here tonight. Yeah, just 5 laps complete. So far in this one. A lot of time to go, though. As we were talking about just before, the caution flag was displayed. Looks like Tyler Bickford was the biggest mover up to that point, but now he's being scored in 20th place and scored as out of this race. So I wonder what happened to the 07 machine. Tim, do you have any confirmation on that?
I believe he packet lost out.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. Hate when internet connections get in the way, but we are in a sim and those sort of things happen, so unfortunate there for Bickford in the 07 machine. But Sam Bachman able to exit the pit area, and he was hustling around to tag the tail end of the field. Herbert, Rumsey, fire away. We're back under the green flag. And we are 3 wide, and it was jumbled up. One car bouncing off the inside wall, 3 and 4 wide. I don't know how we stayed under green flag racing conditions, but they settled it out and are continuing on here. Back up front, Logan Herbert goes back into the race lead. Drew Walton challenging Logan Rumsey on the inside. Rumsey. Go ahead.
I was going to say Rumsey looking to make a pass and hopefully run away with it, just like Stuart Friesen did just this past week.
Yeah, I think some of these drivers are minding tire wear here because it's a long way to go. Well, some of these drivers more than happy to ride probably for the first half of this event. Looking at Tanner Purcell there in that number 6 machine, now battling Peyton Talbot in the 114 for that 4th spot. Brandon Barnhart in 5th, Kenneth Coe 6th. Back in 7th there is Dylan Simbala, one of Tim's drivers to watch. He is +6 so far here tonight. Kevin Hedman in 9th. Chance Carr, Anthony Morano battling for the 10th place position. Carr has it, Morano wanting it, and now they may be 3 wide here. Out of turn 4, and they settle down to just 2 wide. But Morano staying committed down low like he was in his qualifier here tonight. Take a check back up front. Rumsey has closed that gap to Herbert as he was right on his bumper entering turn 3. Look at the run on the inside for Rumsey as he challenges Herbert. Herbert trying to maybe pinch him off as he got into turn 1. Almost a dead heat down the back straightaway. They have a little bit of a gap back to Drew Alton. Wow, what? Rumsey has got something figured out on the inside of 3 and 4 as now he takes over the race lead and move Logan Herbert back to 2nd. Another quick check through the field, 3rd and 4th. Drew Alton, Tanner Purcell, Brandon Barnhart there in 5th, and they're still side by side right behind Anthony Morano. Dylan Simbala, Chance Carr. Simbala up top, Carr on the bottom. Tell you what, that 2 machine got out of turn 2 really well, but Simbala able to bring that gap back, entering 3. But it looks like Carr is going to prevail on the inside. Move Chance Carr to 9th, Simbala back to 10th. Kevin Hedman looking to challenge the inside of him for 11th. Lane Foyles there in 12th. Clinton McClellan 13th. James Richard in 14th. 15th Aaron Langley. 16th to Logan Wentz. This is the tail end of the field here. Back up front, Rumsey now out to 0.7 of a second over Herbert. And Alton tried to take a peek to the outside of Herbert, and there is some contact there as they bumped a few times entering turn 3. They're side by side battling for 4th. Talbot still challenging to the inside of Purcell. Foyles and McClellan battling for 12th. Simbala, Henman for 10th. Biggest mover so far would go to Kenneth Coe, +5 from his starting spot. He's up to 7th so far and looking for more. Still battling deep in the field here, Aaron Langley, James Richard. Side by side. Richard on the outside, Langley down low.
Herbert trying to hold off Alton from making a pass on 2nd as they slide cautiously through 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it still amazes me at how bumpy this racetrack really is as these cars bounce a lot down the straightaways. Herbert still able to hold off Alton for now, but Alton's going to try a diamond move out of turn 2. And a head of steam down the back straightaway. He's going to put a little bit of a slider on Herbert. Herbert going to cross him over here. Down the front straightaway. Alton maybe with the momentum up top, but we'll see what Herbert's able to do down low. Really good battle here for the 2nd position. I'll tell you what, though, as these drivers run side by side, Logan Rumsey loves what he's seeing as he is up now over a 2.25 back to that battle for 2nd. As Alton still unable to complete that pass as Herbert is holding on strong on the inside. Let's take a look at the battle for 8th right now. We find Kenneth Coe, Chance Carr was side by side. Now Morano to the inside of Chance Carr. As that battle fizzles out for now. Take a look at the battle for the 15th position. Dean Reynolds challenging for it. On his outside is going to be that 3 machine of James Richard. Back up front, Logan Rumsey. Up over a second to Drew Alton. They have kind of closed in just a little bit, Alton and Herbert, on Rumsey's lead. Not by much, about a 1/10 and a half or so. Peyton Talbot into 4th, running solo 4th. Brandon Barnhart 5th, just clear of a battle behind him brewing for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Tanner Purcell, Chance Carr, Kenneth Coe, Anthony Morano. What I will say, Tim, I believe we're going to end up with the leader Rumsey potentially dealing with some lap traffic. Here is, he's going to come around to complete lap number 29. We still have 51 laps to go. That's an awful long ways. A lot of stuff still can happen, as Alton and Herbert are trying to get back to the rear bumper of Logan Rumsey.
Yeah, you say that, and their leaders are almost maybe about a half a track behind the caboose. I believe that is Bachman, who is the caboose right now, who's in a battle, a 3-way battle between Edmondson and Logan Wentz.
Yeah, James Richard brought that car down the pit lane about 4 or 5 laps ago, so 2 cars out. Sam Bachman scored in the 18th spot, the final car on the track for now. Still more of the same out front. Rumsey, Alton, Herbert, Talbot, and Barnhart, your top 5. Chance Carr takes a peek to the inside of Tanner Purcell. Purcell with the momentum on the outside. They're going to be a dead heat. Uh-oh, Purcell bumps the outside wall more than once. That's going to allow Chance Carr to complete that pass, as well as Anthony Morano. Move Morano into 7th. Purcell back to 8th now. He falls into the clutches of the 22 of Kenneth Coe. 10th is going to be Kevin Hinman in the 61. Lane Foyles 11th. They're battling here for 12th. That is the 044 of Dylan Cimbala and the 147 of Aaron Langley. Looks like Dean, one car must be having some connection issues as they're jumping up and down my scoring, but they are back now. Dean Reynolds and Clinton McClellan, they are side by side. Were side by side. Reynolds now takes advantage of that spot for now. But up front, Rumsey still holds on to about 0.8 of a second over Drew Alton. Drew Alton's got a very interesting line that he's chosen to run. He starts way up high as the car blinks. In 3 and 4, it looks like he's committed all the way up high. And 1 and 2, let's see if he runs that line I just caught. Up high, turns the car way down low, and gets the run off of the bottom down the back straightaway. But our top 3 separated and minding their own business for now. Logan Herbert wrapping the bottom in 3rd. Peyton Talbot trying to do the same, maybe running the middle of the racetrack and letting the car slide up. He's currently in 4th. Brandon Barnhart there in 5th. Chance car using the outside in 7th. Go ahead, Tim.
I was just going to say, Rumsey, over the last 2 laps, has put, I believe, about a half second on Alton. As you said, Alton had an interesting line. Just wanted to point that out.
Half distance now, 40 laps down, 40 to go. As Logan Rumsey continues to lead the way. And he is now really picking up some time. I think Alton's struggling on the outside. He had to jump out of the gas there in 3 and 4 to keep from really banging into the outside wall. That allows Logan Herbert to really close back in, as we're going to have a battle for second here any minute. Looks like we have...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, we look like we got a battle for 11th, 12th on back. These cars are side by side. Langley in 11th. Then Cymbala, Dylan Cymbala, Lane Foyles, 12th, 13th. Logan Wentz, Dean Reynolds, 14th, 15th, side by side. And they are a straightaway ahead of race leader Logan Rumsey. Jesse Edmondson in the mix there, as well as Sam Bachman and Clinton McClellan. But this is where the big battles are. Everybody else is kind of single file, logging laps, but this is the side-by-side racing here back in the pack for 12th on back. Cymbala, Reynolds, Foyles. As Lane Foyles gets into the outside wall, but didn't hurt his momentum too much. He's going to remain right there for now. Dean Reynolds then committed to the bottom part of the racetrack. He now moves up to 11th. He's now +8. 19th to 11th for Dean Reynolds. He would be the hard charger if the race was to end now. Let's check on race leader Logan Rumsey, as he now has a 2-second advantage over second place Drew Walton, and almost a 3-second advantage back to third place Logan Herbert. And then it's quite a ways back to Peyton Talbot. He's 5.3 seconds behind race leader Rumsey. Brandon Barnhart is 7.3 seconds behind Logan Rumsey. Like I said, it is single filed out here through the top 10, and then it starts to get racy from 11th on back. Sam Bachman, he takes a peek to the inside of Lane Foyles as, contact there. Cymbala, Foyles there had a bit of an issue, as Chance Carr looks like he's brought his car into the pit area as well. Logan Wentz has decided to retire there in 18th. That leaves 16 cars running, with Clinton McClellan being the last one on the racetrack.
And Madeline, you want to go on board of Rumsey as he takes us around, starting next lap?
Yeah, absolutely. We've hopped on board. This is race leader Logan Rumsey. This is him coming down the front straightaway and into turn number 1. And just listen to how much off throttle and light throttle. Excuse me, that was into 3. Now down the front straightaway into turn 1. But you hear just how much he's easing onto that throttle in the center of the corner to make sure that car stays down low. And he is making up good time now, 2.5 seconds back to second place Drew Alton.
Look at how close he enters into that turn 1 wall. I mean, he almost, I guess, uses it to guide him, and he almost hits it.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a sight to see, and I tell you what, running down low like that, he's able to save his tires and save his equipment. And he's been committed to that lower line just about since the start of this race.
He's about 1.5 seconds away from being in traffic.
Yeah, he can see the back of the field. They're just in front of him. here, so he's going to have to navigate some lap traffic.
McClellan will be the lone car, and then after that it is side by side with Edmondson and Lane Foyles. Will be the first three that Rumsey will catch.
Absolutely. The second place battle has tightened up. Alton has been caught quite a bit by Herbert. And then it's still quite a jump back to the 114 of Peyton Talbot. Take a quick peek at the tail end of the lead lap. Edmondson Foyles was side by side. That battle settles out. Rumsey now into lap traffic as he has to battle to the inside of Clinton McClellan to put him one lap down.
Jesse Edmondson Jr. was just up in the wall in turn 1 and 2. He gathers it back up right in front of the race leader.
Already 23 laps to go, and Rumsey doesn't want to see that battle between Edmondson and Foyles right in front of him. All the meanwhile,
go ahead.
All the meanwhile, Tim was going to talk about the battle raging for a second. Logan Herbert, Drew Alton have swapped positions. Herbert into second, Alton back to third. But Rumsey on the inside, almost 3 wide. They are 3 wide down the back straightaway, and Rumsey looks like he's able to complete the pass there, and he puts Jesse Edmondson and Lane Foyles 1 lap down as well. I tell you, Tim, Rumsey's setting kind of a torrid pace here in this feature.
Yeah, it's for sure. He's picking him up and laying him down. We're already 60 laps in.
Absolutely, 20 laps to go. Herbert and Alton have caught McClellan, so now they're going to have to find their way around the lap machine. Now Logan Rumsey almost up to 3-second advantage back to Logan Herbert. As now Rumsey looks to the inside of Dylan Cimbala, not able to complete that pass this time, and settles back in. Cimbala still going to be on the outside. Bachman up there as well. They're leaving the bottom open for leader Rumsey. As it looks like we have a battle brewing for the 5th spot. Anthony Morano wants it. Brandon Barnhart is trying to keep it. Morano on the inside. Barnhart on the outside. As it is a dead heat this time into turn number 3. And they have such a gap in front of and behind them, Tim. It's almost a half a straightaway in front and behind, so those two don't have to worry about anybody coming from behind right now. They can continue to battle side by side.
It's almost like they're just practicing by themselves here.
Yeah, absolutely, as there's quite a gap they have to the rest of the cars. Back up front, Rumsey puts another one down a lap now. That's Sam Bachman. Just 11 cars remain on the lead lap. 11th place, Kevin Hinman's right in front of race leader Logan Rumsey. 2.4 seconds back to second place Logan Herbert. 2.8 seconds back to third place Drew Alton, as Alton was able to get by Lane Foyles. Bachman got into the outside wall. He was able to gather it back in and continue on. Rumsey just wants to get by the 61 of Kevin Hinman, because there is quite a gap in front of Hinman as he comes across the line now. 13 laps to go.
Herbert made the pass on Drew Alton a couple laps ago, and they were about 2.3 seconds back. They are still only 2.4, so Rumsey isn't pulling away nearly as much as he was on Herbert. Alton. Not saying that Alton was slow, but he was. I think that they were all saving tires here.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. With as many laps as we had to run here, everybody had to conserve some. As now Rumsey able to work by Hinman. Puts Hinman 1 lap down in 11th. Tanner Purcell, excuse me, the last car on the lead lap in 10th. Dean Reynolds finds himself in 9th, now plus 10 here tonight. So a great charge for Dean Reynolds so far. He's about 3 seconds behind Aaron Langley in 8th. Kenneth Coe there in 7th. And they're 3 seconds and some change behind 6th place Anthony Morano. Brandon Barnhart right in front of Morano there in 5th. Peyton Talbot in 4th. Again, we've talked about Drew Walton and Logan Herbert as they're still within distance of one another here, just about a half second between them. Gap somewhat stabilized at around 2.4, 2.5 seconds here as Rumsey comes out of turn 4. And now there's 8 laps to go in our feature race.
McClellan into the wall, outside wall. They're 3 wide going into first for 15th, and I believe that is Morano, who is not battling Foyles or McClellan, but they were all 3 of those were 3 wide going through 1 and 2.
Yeah, absolutely. They've kind of settled down for now. Morano was able to get by McClellan and Foyles, but McClellan and Foyles still nose to tail for 15th and 16th. Couple of tenths eaten away by Logan Herbert here. Now 2.3 seconds entering turn 1. Unless Rumsey's tires just fail here in the last 5 laps on him, or we get a yellow, who knows? That could change the outcome of this event. But Herbert and Alton is right there behind him. And then it's about 3 seconds back to our 4th place position, Peyton Talbot. Another 3.5 seconds back to Brandon Barnhart there in 5th. Morano close behind there in 6th.
Yeah, Rumsey's losing a little bit of his lead each lap, but I think he's just going to manage that gap that he has built over the 77 laps.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 laps to go this time, and Herbert having to deal with the lap traffic. Herbert's getting pushed by Alton through 1 and 2. Alton was pushing him. Herbert had to all but jump on the brakes because the car did not want to turn for him there. So a tense moment between Logan Herbert and Drew Alton through 1 and 2 the last time. Just 2 to go. As that battle settles down for now. Rumsey has caught 10th place Tanner Purcell. He's going to take a peek to the inside. But Logan Rumsey's going to see the white flag this time. 1 lap to go. Herbert and Alton is still got a couple car length gap, and Alton makes contact with Kevin Henman there out of turn 2. Logan Rumsey comes out of turn 4 in a dominating fashion, wins Super Dirt Week at Oswego Speedway. Logan Herbert comes home 2nd. Drew Alton brings it home 3rd. We'll get to talk to our top 3 here in just a moment as the rest of our drivers are going to come across the line here and finish up this event. Wow, Tim, what a great race and what domination here from Logan Rumsey.
Yeah, almost the counterpart of the real life Super Dirt Week with Stuart Friesen. You got a Stuart Friesen car coming out here and dominating, and you had one dominate in real life.
Absolutely, the top 3 is going to park it on the front straightaway here. right, let's take a look at our final results here tonight. We talked about our top three. Fourth is going to go to Peyton Talbot. Fifth to Brandon Barnhart. Sixth is going to go to Anthony Morano. Seventh to Kenneth Coe. Eighth to Aaron Langley. Ninth is going to go to Dean Reynolds, who is our hard charger here tonight. And with that being said, Extreme Wrap Studio is going to award Dean Reynolds with a free wrap for being tonight's hard charger from 19th to 9th here tonight. So congratulations, Dean. Tenth place goes to Tanner Purcell. 11th to Dylan Simbala. 12th to Sam Bachman. 13th to Jesse Edmondson. 14th to Clinton McClellan. 15th to Lane Foyles. 16th to Kevin Hinman. 17th goes to Chance Carr. 18th to Logan Wentz. 19th goes to James Richard. And 20th goes to Tyler Bickford. All right, let's get a word in here with our top three tonight. Let's kick things off talking to our third place finisher, Drew Walton. Hey, Drew, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I do.
All right, man, 80 laps now in the books. What was it like to figure out how to get around this racetrack for 80 laps?
An ice skating rink. The racetrack was really good early, and it kind of got one lane for a little bit, and the top finally came back in, and I kind of had to. I started to get really irritated because I couldn't get around Herbert like how I wanted to, and I knew if Rumsey could get out in the lead and just kind of control the pace and find his line and run that slider in 3 and 4, he there was no one passing him, and that's kind of what happened, and. Uh, I kind of got clear eyed like 4 times, but that's not a big deal. It is what it is. But we had a really good car. I think we had a car to win if we would have got a yellow. I was really good right around the top and doing cut down in 1 and 2. And I don't know. Grant Randall gave me a really good setup, and I couldn't ask for anything more than that.
Yeah,
After my bad qualifying run too.
right. I was going to ask about that battle with Herbert. I know we saw right there just a few laps to go. You guys kind of got tangled up there in 1 and 2. It looked like you were almost stuck together for a moment.
To be honest, that was on purpose. I was kind of over shenanigans clear eyeing me. So I kind of gave him a little nudge. I wasn't gonna take him out, but I pushed him tight, and I wasn't gonna wreck both of us. But I wanted to let him know that I was frustrated, but I wasn't gonna junk him for it.
All right, I got you. Tim, do you have anything to ask Drew?
Yeah, what was key about being so consistent? I mean, you ran pretty much second and third the whole race.
I guess kind of just riding for a little bit. Like I texted Tanner Purcell and I'm like, dude, just don't run me over on the start. I ain't gonna be able to hit full throttle. So I don't think I hit full throttle until about halfway, and I just kind of threw my nuts over. Sorry, I threw my nuts over my shoulder and just started ripping the top, and that's where I was the best at, especially coming out of four. Uh, you just kind of you can't burn your stuff up. Like I ran out of fuel crossing the line, so I cut it close on fuel, a lot closer than I wanted to. For a while, I kind of looked at how much laps I got left, and it said I wasn't gonna make it, so I couldn't hit full throttle for the rest of the race. But we had a really good race car. I've been really good here all week for the officials. I think I won like 6 of them, so I knew that we would be good. Logan Rumsey is just some of the best on the sim, and you can't really do anything against it. He has a lot of laps. He's really good in late models, and obviously he's really good in big blocks.
Well, nonetheless, Drew, a fantastic run for you here tonight in third, taking home some money. Before we let you go, anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank my parents. I'm actually a go-karter, so I was supposed to be working on my karts tonight. So fortunate enough for them to let me race this. Andrew for putting it on. I got to thank all my sponsors: Aquaform Specialty, Stracity Contractors, Both Ends Graphics, Wallrider Designs, Buckshot Helmets, Randy Johnson Racing Setups for giving me Ripper setups every week. If you need big block, big block or 358 sets, get in contact with him. Congrats to Logan on the win, or Logan Rumsey on the win. I guess we'll come back next time and hopefully shoot for it, because last time I raced this, I got second.
All right, absolutely. A fantastic run for you here, Drew. We'll let you celebrate your third place finish.
Thank you.
That was Drew Alton. Now let's talk to our second place finisher, Logan Herbert. Hey, Logan, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, you bring that machine home in second. Had crazy battles pretty much all feature long with Drew Alton. Get into a little bit of that. We saw you guys kind of get tangled up there in 1 and 2, almost stuck together for a second.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun race. Me and Drew battled for 80 laps, basically, and I felt like he was pushing at the start a little bit more than me, so I kind of just like let him go, do his own thing, and try to get back to him late. Then he caught the fence or something and won, and I was in second, and then it was kind of just we were even the entire time.
Yeah, absolutely. 80 long laps here. You know, Logan kind of, with you and Drew battling, Logan Rumsey was kind of able to get out to a little bit of advantage and kind of scamper away. What more did you need maybe from the car or maybe a yellow to get up there and battle with him?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple adjustments I should have made to be a little better, but Logan was good all night. I mean, from the start to the end. I mean, I felt like if we got a caution, I might have had something, but I'm not sure. I'm just talking.
All right, Tim, do you have anything to ask Logan? Okay, I may have lost Tim. Well, Logan, before we let you go here tonight, anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, Dynamic Transportation, Gears Unlimited. You guys for broadcasting, Reigel for putting this on, and that's all.
All right, Logan, again, congratulations on the second place finish tonight. We'll let you celebrate it.
Thank you.
All right, that was Logan Herbert. Now we'll talk to the winner, Logan Rumsey, here tonight. Hey, Logan Rumsey, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, first and foremost, congratulations on the big win here tonight. $150 you're taking home. How does that feel?
It feels pretty good. It was a hard race at the start with me and Herbert, so I was just trying to get out front and kind of just hold my own, and that's what we did. We got the lead around lap 15, and just I could see Drew. I couldn't see him. We had no mirrors, but my spotter was telling me Drew was banging off the fence and kind of catching me, but I was just gonna stay down on the bottom, make more consistent laps than him, and it paid off. I could run about the same lap every single lap, and they'd hit the wall here and there and lose a couple tenths. So that's just what set me out. It was like 2.5 seconds, and we kind of held that same gap the whole race. And if there had been a yellow at the end, it would have been interesting, but we didn't get one.
Yeah, absolutely. You were just able to set sail, run that inside line. Did you ever have any thought in your mind that maybe a yellow coming out and having to put together a restart to fend off Logan Herbert and Drew Alton?
Uh, yeah, I was hoping there wasn't one, but I was kind of I kind of knew there wasn't going to be one, and everyone was so spread out, just driving around out there. The track's pretty easy to get around, so I mean, it definitely would have been hard to hold him off there at the end. I think he might have been a little bit faster. My tires were kind of shot after running it so hard the whole race. He kind of saved his stuff a little bit more than I did.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, are you back?
I am. I was being dragged all over the place, I think.
Oh,
But
okay.
I am back.
Yeah,
Can you walk us through what you're thinking when you go through a lap around Oswego?
Yeah, just the fast lines are really hard to hit, but the easy lines are kind of they're about like a half tenth to a tenth off, but like the easier lines kind of pay off over the long run because you're running the same lap every single lap and you're way more consistent. So sometimes if you got to make a crazy move, you gotta just go in there and hit like the faster line a little bit perfectly. So that's actually what I did to get the lead. I just round lap. I don't know what lap it was. Or pretty early in the race, I just knew I had to hit the bottom really, really good, and I just drove right around the Herbert.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting to get into the mind of the driver. Logan, before we let you go, anybody you need to thank here tonight?
Yeah, just JD Brown for spotting me. It was kind of hard with no mirrors out there, and Tyler Ducharme for helping me with the setup. I actually won a 200 lapper with the same setup a couple weeks ago, so I just loaded it back up, and it was just as good tonight.
Absolutely. Well, again, big congratulations on the victory here tonight. We'll let you celebrate it.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that is going to conclude our interviews here tonight. Tim, what a fantastic event. Another great event put on here by Reigel Promotions E-Sports.
Yeah, that brought back some big time memories of going to the track every weekend.
Absolutely. We love hearing that. Upcoming for Reigel Promotions Esports, you can keep up to date with them on their website at www.regelpromotions.com/Reigel Promotions Esports, and also on Facebook, their Facebook page, Reigel Promotions Esports. Keep up to date with everything happening and recaps of all of the events and also upcoming events for them. It started yesterday, the Harvest Cup on Monday nights, running from October the 14th through December 2nd. 305 sprint cars at 7 Eastern Time. Fixed set 305s. A $75 top 5 point fund there, a trophy for the champion, and plus there's additional prizes. $5 to enter that to be prize eligible, and it's free to join, but if you want to be prize eligible, you got to pay $5 to enter, and it's a 3,000 iRating cap. That's live on the Reigel Promotions Esports channels, their YouTube channel, so head over there, subscribe on that if you want to tune in and view that. Also, the 360 Sprint Harvest Cup, also on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. That coverage is going to be right here on the Buckeye Racing Network. That's $150 top 5 point fund for those 360s, a trophy for the champion, and as well as additional prizes. A $10 entry fee to be prize eligible, and it's free to join if not. And for the 360 Harvest Cup, you need at least a 2,500 iRating plus. Again, that's live here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Last night's race we weren't able to bring to everybody live. If you're watching here tonight, we will have the 360 Harvest Cup Race 1 at USA International Speedway. That's going to be tape delay. We will be live with that one tomorrow. It won't be a live event, but it'll be tape delay tomorrow night on the channel about 8:30 Eastern Time. So if you want to tune in for that, we'll be live for it. Again, another event upcoming for us here is going to be the Truckers Tangle 40. That's an event put on by Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions this coming Sunday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Again, if you need any of the info from Reigel Promotions, Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions, anything like that, let us know. We'll get that info to you. We want to thank you all for tuning in here tonight, but that's going to do it for us here from the Oswego Speedway. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night, everybody.